Most traders do not fail because they do not know what to do. They fail because when the market starts moving, their emotions take control. They enter too early. They exit too fast. They revenge trade. They freeze. They break every rule they promised to follow. And the worst part is this: they know they are doing it.
The first thing you must understand is that trading is not only a technical game, it is a psychological test. Every trader writes rules when they are calm. They promise to wait for confirmation. They promise to respect stop loss. They promise to avoid emotional entries. But rules written in peace are tested in chaos. The market does not care how good your plan sounds on paper. It only cares about how you behave when price starts moving fast. That is where most traders break down.
That is where discipline collapses. And that is where emotional trading begins. The truth is simple. When a trader breaks the rules, the problem is rarely the chart. The problem is the mind behind the chart. A weak mind will always find a way to sabotage a good system. A disciplined mind can survive even an average system.
Your brain is built for survival, not trading. It wants comfort. It wants certainty. It wants to avoid pain. That is why it becomes dangerous in the market. When you see price running without you, the brain screams, "Get in now." When you take a loss, the brain whispers, "Win it back immediately." When the trade goes slightly against you, the brain says, "Maybe the stop is too tight." All of these thoughts feel logical in the moment, but they are not logic. They are emotional defense mechanisms.
This is why traders often violate their own rules. The rational brain wants patience. The emotional brain wants relief. And in a stressful market, the emotional brain usually wins. The market creates pressure, and pressure reveals your real mental condition. If your mind is weak, the pressure will expose it. If your mind is unstable, the chart will expose it. That is why discipline must be trained before the trade begins.
One of the biggest reasons traders break the rules is fear of missing out. FOMO is not just excitement. It is panic disguised as opportunity. You see the move, you feel late, you become emotional, and then you force an entry that does not meet your rules. This is one of the most expensive mistakes in trading. A trader sees the market move without him and instantly thinks the opportunity is disappearing forever. So he abandons patience. He abandons confirmation. He abandons risk control. He simply wants to be inside the move.
But the market punishes impatience. Late entries often come from emotional urgency, not from quality setups. That is why FOMO creates bad trades, oversized risk, and low-quality decisions. A disciplined trader understands something most emotional traders never learn. Missing one move is cheaper than destroying your account chasing it. You do not need every move. You only need the right move.
Another reason traders break the rules is revenge trading. This happens after a loss. The trade loses. The ego gets hurt. The frustration rises. And the trader no longer wants to analyze the market. He wants to recover emotionally. That is the danger. Revenge trading is not about strategy.
It is about pain. It is about the need to feel in control again. It is about trying to force the market to pay you back right now. The problem is that revenge trading usually creates a chain reaction. One loss becomes two. Two losses become four. Then the trader starts increasing size, changing entries, breaking risk management, and making emotional decisions that have nothing to do with the original plan. The correct response after a loss is not aggression. It is reset. A real trader knows when to stop. A real trader knows that one bad trade should not become a mental war. The moment revenge enters the room, discipline leaves. Many traders break the rules because their ego cannot accept being wrong. This is one of the most destructive problems in trading. The ego says, I know the market. The ego says, I am not wrong. The ego says, the trade will come back. And because of that ego, the trader removes the stop loss. He widens the stop. He holds the loser. He refuses to close the trade. He tries to prove that his idea is correct. But the market does not care about ego. The market does not reward pride. The market rewards adaptation. If your idea is wrong, you must accept it fast. If your trade is invalidated, you must exit fast. That is not weakness. That is professionalism. The ego wants to be right. The trader wants to make money. Those two things are not always the same. In fact, they often fight each other. And when the ego wins, the account usually loses. Rule breaking does not only happen after losses, it also happens after wins. A trader has a few good trades. Confidence rises. Then confidence turns into arrogance. And arrogance kills discipline. This is very common. After winning, traders start believing they have figured it out. They increase position size too quickly. They get sloppy. They skip analysis. They enter too early because they feel invincible. Then, the market reminds them that one winning streak does not mean mastery.
Success can be dangerous if it feeds the wrong identity. A trader must remain humble even after a strong run. Winning does not mean you are smarter than the market. It only means your process worked this time. The best traders do not become careless after a win. They become even more controlled. They know that consistency is built in how you behave after both wins and losses.
One deep reason traders keep breaking rules is because they do not fully identify as disciplined traders. They want the profit, they want the freedom, they want the results, but they do not fully become the person who respects the process. This is why identity matters. If a trader sees himself as emotional, inconsistent, or impulsive, he will keep acting that way. If he sees himself as disciplined, controlled, and patient, his behavior begins to change. Trading rules are not only about execution, they are about identity. A real trader does not follow the plan only when he feels good. He follows it because that is who he is. He respects the system because he respects himself. He waits because patience is part of his identity. This is the shift. You do not become disciplined by wishing for it. You become disciplined by living like the disciplined version of yourself before the market even opens. If you want to stop breaking the rules, you need structure, not motivation. Motivation is unstable. Structure is reliable. Start with a clear trading checklist. Before every trade, ask, did I get confirmation? Is my risk defined? Is the setup valid? Am I calm? Am I following my plan or chasing emotion? If the answer is no, do not enter. You also need size control.
Many traders break rules because the position is too big. When the money feels too heavy, emotions become louder. Reduce size, and you reduce emotional pressure. You also need a stop rule for emotional states. If you are angry, tired, frustrated, or desperate, stop trading. The market will always be there tomorrow. Your capital will not survive constant emotional damage. And finally, review your mistakes honestly. Do not just count losses. Study the reasons behind them. Ask what emotion caused the rule break. Ask what situation triggered the sabotage. That is how you grow.
The market does not only test your strategy, it tests your self-control. It tests your patience. It tests your identity. And it exposes every weak part of your mindset. If you keep breaking the rules, the answer is not more indicators. It is not more setups. It is not more prediction.
The answer is better discipline. The answer is emotional control. The answer is becoming the kind of trader who can survive pressure without losing himself. Remember this, the market does not destroy traders. Their lack of discipline does. Fix the behavior, and the account can change. Fix the mind, and the trading changes with it.